Alright,
Imagine
y'all,
that
so
as a
this
hell
show
of a
is more
perk.
on the
Your dream
fly because
vacation is what
I
I
just been
call
a lot
work.
while
So
sitting
no, you
here and I
wouldn't
have to be prepared with
understand.
y'all.
But I
So
promise that I'll post
stay tuned.
pictures as
Dang, I forgot to change
soon
the
as
flight
I
number. I think this is B today.
land.
Either way, hey y'all, welcome in. I'm actually finishing the last of this ice cream that was made for my nanny. Okay, so this is a brownie that was made in a rice cooker, y'all, with this ice
Apologize for
cream
what,
that is so
what, what,
good.
what, what, what.
And so
Apologize for
I
what
just made a
booking the
post, but I got to
flight last
repost
time. I
because
checked,
it's
I
an
was
error in it.
living my
It
life.
said
I
that having a nanny
understand
is
that
like the
stuff
best
might
thing
not be
since ice
done,
cream.
but it can
And
stay
this,
undone while I'm under the
anyway, I forgot to put
sun.
stuff on
Toasting
there,
to the
but
small
I
stuff
also
and
need some more
yelling
ice
to the
cream.
top of
So
my
this is a
lungs. Thing I'm
conversation
wondering is what
that I
now
wanted to ask
the
y'all
world it
today,
might
and that is,
be, and chasing
what if the
horizons that
nanny took
make
away
your
everything from you?
soul speak. So you
That's
can
all I want to know.
possibly
You don't
imagine
even
the
have to make it
depths
on
of
the
the
show
mental release.
at all.
Maybe all
But
of
find the
flight
post that I'm
is
trying to
what
make
you see,
and
but the
comment on
ticket
there.
holds the
Not the
gateway
deleted
to
one, so I'm about to
my
delete that one right now.
peace. I think I heard
That
them
was gonna be
calling,
impossible.
boarding, call it gate G.
But
It'd be different if the
I want to
industry
know.
didn't pay me,
People
but
comment on
baby,
here or
I'ma
people
have a
can,
check when I get back.
as long as I'm here,
Imagine
be the
that
best
as a hell of a
tonight.
perk. Your
It's
dream vacation
9:30
is what
p.m.
I
here in
call work.
town,
So
so
your
a
baby,
little
yeah,
too
you
long.
wouldn't
But it
understand.
is the
But I
truth.
promise that I'll post pictures as soon as I
Let me
land.
know. Have you moved abroad? Have you had a nanny? Do you know what it's like? When I say it's the best thing since ice cream, y'all, I didn't expect to write that. Ice cream is the best time. But seriously, the brownie that was cooked in a rice cooker, it is definitely the best. Alright, let's put the post down for the rest of it, all is good. I'm probably actually overthinking something, but that's fine too. I'm okay with it that I do that. Mm, what did y'all think about my curtain? My little cockpit curtain. Yeah, okay. So let's get it right. So yeah, I'm not gonna hang on with y'all too long. I do want to crack this conversation open though because what I've experienced since having a nanny in my life has been
Apologize
something
for
that has
what
been life
booking the
changing.
flight last time.
And I want to crack it open, but I don't want to do it myself. I can, but I think I would much rather be able to get some of y'all's comments and read it, or get some people to join the line, because there was a point in time that I was sitting in my at my computer screen in the US, and I was writing down the things that I wanted to design my soft life season to include. And I know the soft life season, or I feel like the soft life season thing is somewhat overrated, but it's not really. It's just not a cliche to me. It's not this cookie cutter idealistic thing that looks and feels so beautiful all the time. It comes with rough edges and tough, learning curves and different things of that nature. But at the end of the day, it's still um, it's still everything. So um, yeah, let me get this going. So yeah, if you've never even thought about how it could change your life, I would love to tell you. And it's so much better when I got a couple girls in the cockpit with me, and we talk about it, laugh about it, they ask me questions, and then like people can come back and watch it, be a part of it, whatever. But like I said, I'm willing to practice open all by myself, y'all. But it's been an amazing experience. Something that I wrote down on that sheet of paper when I was there in the United States. And when I say that a lot of this experience, though it has shown up in a different way than I expected, um, a lot of it has been a dream come true, because the experience is what I was after, not the destination. The destination to me just reflects that as long as there is peace, please, everywhere, the world is a place that I can explore. And I'm trying to. That's a mindset that I adapted before I left, but I've been trying to grasp that every time I've had to do a visa run, the times that I had to make myself realize I am a guest in someone's country, more or less, I'm an immigrant out here in the world, moving about it freely. And even though I knew what I set out to do in terms of moving abroad, and the fact that although I don't wish to be nomadic, I also do want to have the freedom to pick up and move about. Should that should that be a vacation or vacationing more, or not even looking at it as vacationing, because I don't want to. I think this is going to be more of lifestyling. Like it's only like it's less than $100 to go a lot of places on a lot of people's bucket list once you get on this side of the world. So I wouldn't exactly say that that's you know you feel what I'm saying. That anyway, all of that still requires a lot of instability for a person that's always been very stable. I've always been on my own 2 feet. I've always had my own, and that's just it. So to be in a place in life where I've given up everything, and then also I don't have stability in terms of um, I don't have a residency. I'm not giving up my citizenship, and I don't have a long-term visa yet. Now I did do a little something something today. I looked like that because I was like, oh my god, did I didn't do a sound check for sure, but did I unmute the mic? I damn sure didn't change the flight number and none of that good stuff. I just wanted to come on here real quick and share some of my internal thoughts because this was something that was floating through my mind as I got into my feelings about the reality of what my little tiny experience of what nanny life is. And that's something that I could only fathom, I could only dream of, I could only write it down on a piece of paper and continue to say, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. No, 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 I'm doing it. And then once you do it, it's like waiting in line for it to happen for you finally. Because y'all, I've been here 6 months, but I didn't have a nanny for 6 months. Okay, this is just a nanny come true, like within the last 60 days or so. And so everything is just a learning process. Like I said, learning to be unstable, learning to fly between countries and know that you're at the mercy of somebody, you know, as to whether or not, it's a lot. And I've learned a lot along the way. So anyway, let me update this post. This is more like my little confessional session, I guess. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, so this is more like my little confessional session. So it don't really matter to me if y'all pop in on here or not. But I think it would be super dope one day if I do have some visitors, but it's okay. Okay, so let me do the little check and see. Hopefully everything is right. I need a person to be checking and seeing if everything is right. So this is more like my little confessional session. So it don't really matter to me if y'all pop in. Okay, bam. Okay, so let me do. So let's get this post connected, and I'll hang around since I talked the time that I was supposed to be doing this. I need to get it to stop. Okay. All right. Bam. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to add to my little groups. Mm-mm. Can you do that? I could have gave y'all some tunes while I was doing this. Huh? My bad.
I checked, I was living my life. I
Um,
understand the stuff might not be done, but it can stay undone while I'm under the sun. Toasting to the small stuff and yelling to the top of my lungs. Sting. I'm wondering is what now? The world at my feet and chasing horizons that make your soul speak. So you can't possibly imagine the depths of the mental release.
All right, y'all. So again, I went ahead and made that post so you can catch it later. You can comment. Maybe I'll come on here another time and read some of those comments and those experiences and things. You can also dig in at girlletsgo.com. We have a community called the Swim Up Bar where you can actually join conversations like this. We have a community that I've built. I ain't saying it's popping yet, but I'm hoping y'all help me get it there. But one of the communities inside the Swim Up Bar is called the Somewhere Else community. And so this is for those girls who ever dream of moving somewhere else. The ones that are like, girl, you got so much courage. I wish that I could do it too. Yeah, you can. You can. And I'm the one to tell you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Cause baby, I done messed up so much. I have learned so much. I don't really think it's a thing is messing up. It's just so much to learn. It's literally like trying to suck water from a fire hydrant with a straw. And so, yeah, you have to be in a place in your mind before you had left to know that what you have to grow through in order to mature so that you can really absorb all that this new life and its design, however you design it, can do for you. It's the best way I can describe it. In 6 months, I'm still paving the way, I'm still learning, I'm still figuring things out, but I'm still able to sample a higher degree of life, a higher value, a higher quality from the inside out. And I haven't even tapped into everything. I haven't even really left the major city for real. Um, so I've experienced a lot on the tail ends of a maxed out budget, every unexpected thing that you can imagine, moving pieces, things outside of your control. It's but that's life though. That's life. So I'm excited that just still 6 months new into the journey, not professing to know everything at all. I'm excited to know that on the tail end of it, or the tail entrance, I should say, of it, the entrance of it has been such a relief in so many different ways. I don't want to talk about the services per se, because anybody can imagine you can put together a service package of what you need from your nanny as you begin to identify what you want in a nanny, which really was the hardest thing for me to do. But I can tell you, as of today, I realized that for a long time, I have the email still in my inbox, the intake form that I was supposed to fill out. And the damnedest question is kind of like up there next to when they ask you, like, what do you like doing on your spare time? Like, what do you like doing for you? You ever been asked that question? All right. So asking me what I want my nanny to do is almost like a world of possibilities too good to be true in one way. But then on this side of the world, 6 months in and 2 months into having a nanny as a service, I realized that what I needed to write on there and have was a clear understanding of the part of me that I wanted to shed. Some of that I would know instantly, but some of this I could have never known until that weight was lifted off of me. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all, I have forgotten to eat something that I've done plenty of times in my days. In the States, I get up I would get up, 5 o'clock in the morning, start my clients, or prepare for my clients, get started with them at 6, and just move through my day, and sometimes forgetting about me. No different than forgetting to put me on my list, to do things for me, to put value on the things that I feel like I deserve, but I make excuses all the time as to why I don't deserve them, get them, have them, or whatever, which is probably the reason why I hold on to things for so long. And I don't think I'm a hoarder. But I do seem to notice that even when I be giving y'all these flashbacks and stuff, and some of the other segments of window seat and all that, y'all, I got some of the same clothes in my closet. Years, 10 years old. A shirt or whatever. I know a lot of it is branding and all of that, but it's to say that I hang on to things. Anyway, we it has become, or it became for me, normal to not make it onto my list. And if I did, I feel guilty about it. It seemed like it was always. It looks like Brienne is in here. Y'all, I forgot to make the post too where I was how to join. But welcome to the cockpit experience. Let me see. Let me see. I don't see you, or I can bring you into the show. Oh, there we go. But you're welcome to leave something in the comments. But I did too much, y'all. Kind of lost my space there. But it's to say that I normalized that. And so in these last 60 days where I've been able to have a nanny, which I refer to as my sidekick. That is my son's nanny, but she's my sidekick. Inclusive of what I have asked for in my package and what she gives in her role here. That's very befitting because I don't need someone to care for me like my son per se, but the delivery of services that she provides and how it shines upon me and how it releases me and how it frees me is crazy. I said that I didn't really want to talk about the services per se or as much as the growth that I am experiencing. Like today, a conversation I'll share with you, me and my nanny had, um, and I'm thankful that we have, or we're establishing this type of openness, because she let me know that I hurt her feelings. Yeah, she let me know that I hurt her feelings. I'm gonna tell you why in a second, but for the last 15, 17 minutes, I've been supposed to um, type something up on here and I haven't done it. So I'm gonna give this a moment. If you're just now tuning in, I'm talking about the experience of having a nanny in my life. It's something that, as I was in the States and I thought about moving abroad, I wrote down, this is what I want. I saw what it looked like on other people in their TikToks, in their lifestyle, or whatever, but I knew that this is what I was pursuing, but something about the whole part where you never really ever think it's your turn. Like you never like, and even when I got here, like shit went so left. Everything went so unplanned. And so thinking that when is it going to be my turn, it was never something to the forefront, but I knew once the dust began to settle, it would be attainable. So it's to say that I didn't get the fool's Russian experience to moving into Thailand. Everything went perfect, and I got me a nanny, and suddenly my life changed. No, that's not it. But the type of the kiss of freedom that it allows you to have for me, a sidekick as an adult. For me, I don't need someone to take care of me like a child, but I do recognize how significant it is to have you as a resource. Even not even just a resource, just to be around, but yeah, essentially a resource. Whether we are cooking together, laughing together, watching a movie, having girl talk, talking about differences between cultures, sharing similarities, laughing at some of the same things, or being laughed at because, hell, I'm a Westerner in here, and some of the things that we do here are just plain like they're looking at us like we're crazy. Like we look at them like they're crazy. So, anyway, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Let me shut up. I got overjoyed because I finally had someone, Brienne, to join us, hey, in the cockpit. And so that's always a blessed experience, although I just can't see how to pull her in. but I do see the comments. But that's fine too, because when you or if you ever join the cockpit, you don't necessarily have to show your computer, your face, your phone, none of that kind of stuff. You can just be there in the comments. So welcome in, welcome in. Have you ever dreamed about since you're in the comments, let me know, have you ever dreamed about um having a nanny, or is that something that you've ever experienced? Closest thing I ever experienced to that was once in my life, where I paid for a cleaning service. Yeah, once. Y'all, that was the best thing ever. So imagine that Monday through Friday. That's the schedule right now, and I am so excited. We are just getting through Monday here. Yeah, Monday here, and this Monday was a great Monday. I've shared a lot with y'all today, but this Monday was a great one. All right, okay. I gotta do better. That should have been something I put in the comments a long time ago. Y'all know social media didn't change all their little policies and stuff for what we gotta do. But anyway, I'm getting it going. My goal is to be ever more consistent with you all. If you haven't ever caught one of my shows for the last 4 or 5 months, I've been um, effing around and finding out how to have whatever show is, because I don't know what I'm doing. But I had a lot of figuring out to do, and I knew that if I tried to wait until it was perfect, it would never be. So I'll admit, the last 4 months, it has been a growing experience that I've been sharing with y'all. Them shows weren't really shit for real, but for those of you who needed to see someone get up and pound at their dream and to bust through walls and to be able to grow, you'll find a lot of strength, inspiration, and maybe some other things. I don't know, but you'll find that in there because that was hard. I was literally and still am getting on here and sometimes like on this show on the fly, really just trying to take it as on the fly as it can be without overthinking things because I'm a serial overthinker. Okay, straight up. And then even with everything that is required in it just to be able to do this and to get this far, has been monumental for me because I have big plans. So, with those big plans, look forward to some great things. One of those things is cracking open this conversation. I really am delaying doing it as much as I can because I want to float this flyer around, I guess, for the week, and we can just crack it open. We can talk about it this week amongst some other things. So this show, like I said, was called On the Fly. I just wanted to give you guys a piece of my mind. So thank you so very much for joining in. I am going to do myself the favor and honor of leading y'all out with just a couple minutes of some songs that I have written. But before that, let me tell you, so what I did to hurt my nanny's feelings. I don't want to say I got caught, but yeah, I got caught cleaning. She said, what the comment say? Rest in peace, my granny. She got hit by a bazooka column. Kablow, kaboom. I'm really sorry about your granny. I don't. I'm really sorry. My condolences. Um. So y'all. So what she said to me was, she said, I think she said, I hurt to me. You hurt to me. Yeah. I think that's the way she said it. But we dug into the conversation, and she was just saying, she had went out to it was her day off, and she actually was, anyway, it was her day off, and she noticed that I had been cleaning on her day off, and she's like, when I seen it, it kind of hurt to me. And I understood what she was saying because I remember the first time when I moved into this house. Um, I was staying with my friend at the time. He's a mentor to me, very helpful, instrumental to my everything landing in Thailand. So, I'm here, and just growing up the way I was raised, if you stay at somebody's house, you clean up behind yourself. So I woke up the next day after I got here, and I get up early in the morning and I'm cleaning up. Man, when I tell you the way she came downstairs, I'll never forget because I didn't know how to use the appliances. So I was kind of boiling some water for my coffee. Yeah. So anyway, it wasn't the 110 240 thing that got me. It was the fact that it was, why is this a complicated thing to, why is this the complication, right? That should not be it. So anyway, I'm sorting through that. I'm doing my thing. I'm cleaning up, and she's like, good morning. And she's like, what are you doing? But she was still smiling. But the way she said it, and maybe she didn't even say it in a way, but it's the fact that she said it because she was a nanny and I was the house guest. So it's like, what are you doing? And so yeah. But then now that I live here, so I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be. I didn't think it that way. But for a woman, a person, she takes her job and her scope of work, her area of focus, she takes that shit seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, the way her concern is my son and his education and his mannerisms and his openness and himself as a person. We can get to the other things, and she does eloquently, from attention to the type of foods he eats, which he is the world's pickiest eater. This I know. But how she is helping to navigate that, and the way she's using the world and the palette that I'm giving her to imprint in my son and to give him that time in exchange, like it's so super dope. So you know to have her operating in that scope of work, and to for her to prize it so much. And like she told me, and I'm gonna share the text message with you, but it is so simple. And that's one of the things that I really like about the simplicity of being here in this side of the world. But basically, what so this was kind of texting after our conversation, because we actually had a face-to-face conversation, and we talked about it. And like I said, I know she takes her job seriously, so for her to see me cleaning is like, it hurt her feelings. Do you see what I'm saying? So it hurt to me, is what she said, to see you, you know, cleaning. Like, I noticed that you're cleaning. And so later on in our text message, I reached out to her and I was like, girl, I said, I just stopped myself from cleaning. Oh, I just stopped myself from cleaning up because I heard your voice say, just chill, because that's what she tells us all the time. Just chill, just chill. Like, if you eat at the table, just chill. Just leave your stuff right there at the table. I will get it. If you see something, just chill. Just chill. She always says just chill. But up until our heart to heart today, like I said, I didn't really interpret the gravity of that. And my thing to her has always been, I'm sorry, I'm trying. And that's the thing, I swear, I am trying to be lazier, or I'm trying to give up the thing that I should have put on the paper when I said, this is what I want. I want to relieve myself of these things. And let me tell you something. I am so happy to do so. After 20 years of raising my oldest two by my motherfucking self, I am happy to have this type of, all of this in my life. It is time. This is my third child, and he is everything. The CEO, let me tell you, this boy right here, he takes all of me and that nanny. And I'm happy for him for that. I love him. I love that for him for that. Because finally, although that's not his parent, he finally has that consistency, at least for now, of presence and commitment, and the type of care and concern and love and things that is not predicated on whether or not somebody else's blood is running through his veins. Just the simple fact that he is here and he is human. And that's one of the things that my nanny said to me today as we were talking. Another conversation in regards to my son. He is a human being, and he comes with a range of experiences to unfold. He's never been here. Kids have never been here on this world before. And yeah, as parents, we have to, do it over and over and over and say and repeat and all that kind of stuff. But we can't forget that they're human too. And for the most part, they don't know. They have no clue. So in any case, it's really nice to have and to see that for him. To have someone who's diligent in communicating with me his strengths and weaknesses and the plans, the happiness, the progresses. It's really, really nice. So I don't want to take away from the fact that I don't want to take away from the fact that nanny services do include a lot of the common things like cleaning and washing your laundry and cooking. But so what? I remember the first time I paid for that cleaning service. I remember being in one way ashamed to tell someone that I got the cleaning service, but on the other hand, I was very excited to share the experience because y'all, the very first day I was supposed to have my cleaner come, I ended up having an emergency. And I ended up letting her go ahead and do her job and coming back. And when I walked into my door, I could have just dropped everything in my hands, spilled my cup, just let it pour out because whew, that was amazing. She gave me 4 hours of cleaning, and for me just to have that experience for once, it was great. And so to have so okay, so when I had that service done, I experienced some people that I share with it with negative energy, negative input. Why would you pay for a cleaning service? You got kids. Why are you paying for a cleaning service? You work at home. Why would you pay for a cleaning service? So I got this negative feedback, and at the time, I didn't have the gumption or whatever or the energy to even want to fight that. I just let it win because maybe I'm being bougie, or maybe that's money being wasted, or maybe whatever those things, which I can could pot I could agree a little bit, but damn, like the shit, like what can I do to be the woman that deserves that kind of stuff in her life all the time was really my mindset. Because basically the only reason why it's a problem for you is because you really can't or don't want to provide it for me. But that's getting a little bit further into where I wanted to go with this. So the thing is, I did get some negative feedback, both inner in myself and then outer with other people. And so ultimately, with finances, life, different things, it wasn't something that I could keep or ever do again. I take that one day experience and really spread that across 5 days. Let me tell you, I don't give a damn what a person think about anybody washing my clothes, cooking my dinner and my son's, even if it has to be two separate meals because he's picky as hell. Um, I have no problem with a person doing my laundry, or making it easier for me, just telling me to chill. Just eat and go relax. Go train yourself how to sleep. I see how much you do. Just go sleep. Just go relax. You know, just go do whatever it is that you need to do. This part is taken care of. Oh, what a relief, y'all, for just a couple you're a couple decisions away from. You are a huge perspective away from, a huge awakening away from probably realizing how much your car payment could serve you differently in a whole nother country, for example. I'm just starting with I'm just using for a comparison. because everybody's nanny service is different. And so, to each his own, and what's included in that package, but more or less, again, for the equivalent of, or probably less, depending on, again, your circumstances, a car note. Um, you can invite that into your life. So again, 6 months into it, finally, when I got to this particular space, I was able to wake up that morning and not only meet the nanny in her full like day mode, like day one. She up. I don't know what time it was, but her ass was downstairs and she was ready. My girl, she was upstairs sleep, knocked out, had no plans on waking up anytime soon. This I know because I watched her sleep like the best of them, y'all. She got the best of these. But one thing I can tell you is while she slept, every day I saw this woman get up and take care of her duties, in terms of her nanny service, which included taking care of, the breakfast, the cleaning. By the time my friend woke up, whew, downstairs was smelling good. Breakfast was ready, kids were taken care of, and all of that. And I really loved that for her. And even though I was sitting shotgun to it, I couldn't wait for that to be me. But at the point in time where I got the nanny application, and I was supposed to, put what I wanted in a nanny. I really, one, I've never had a nanny before, so I didn't really know what was in the scope. And then two, I could not have really imagined some of the things. Like, this is not an AI bot. This is a human being. You don't just enter the things in and that's it and that's that. Sometimes there are variables and swings and things, and having a good nanny, is one thing, but also knowing what you need in that person is another. What I am experiencing is, I didn't really know that I needed this for real. I didn't know to what capacity, it would set me free in my mind, um, even in my nervous system, just to be able to slow down. So let me finish reading what the text message. Well, I'll go back because I kind of went on a tangent for a little bit, but um, so I'm gonna get to the key part and then I'm gonna close out. So I had texted my nanny and I said, "Girl, I just stopped myself from cleaning up because I heard your voice say just chill and our talk today. So thank you so much." And so she basically says, um, "I can do it tomorrow. There is no need to rush." And so, yeah, learning to slow down in life, or to let parts of life slow down for you, is more like it. That's been a huge weight off of my shoulder in a major way. And I love that for my son because that weight off of my shoulder has showed up in his lifestyle in such a beautiful way. And the quality of life in our home, the way we communicate, the way we spend time with each other, the way we life, not even live it, the way we life here is very different, and I'm excited about it. So, like I said, I wanted to share that with you all. But this week, I'll continue to tap in, on this subject. And if I do get some comments, I will read them if you're not able to join me, or maybe you'll find it somewhere on the site. So, again, head over to girlletsgo.com if you haven't been there before. Be my guest. My name is Misha, and I'm the visionary. I am the CEO. And on that site, you can create a profile. It's going to be called your Bucket List Baddie profile. And if you want to put having a nanny on your bucket list, I want you to hit that button, create a profile, and put that on your bucket list. And let's make it happen. Let's come up with a plan. Not, don't call me for the plan. I'm saying let's, you do it wherever you are in the world, and I'll do it wherever I am in the world. And if I decide to drop some things to help you along the way, specifically like, package service type stuff, yeah. But right now, that's not really my focus. I have a whole business that I've been building, that's strong in itself. I don't necessarily need um, to do all that, but I do understand that at some point in time, that might be it. That might be a thing that you see. Right now, I'm in no condition or position to be trying to be anybody's expert on anything. I did something that is very simple, and it's probably the one thing in life that I didn't overthink for once, which was I just said, fuck it. I questioned, is it possible to do this somewhere else? Like, do the life thing, like life, not survival, life, living. Yeah, I think it might be. I seen people over there. It's like, hello, hello, hello. And I'm on like Facebook, social media, and I keep seeing people like, yeah, it's possible. Come on over. And so you don't know until you jump and make that leap. And what you really don't know is everything that you possibly plan for will probably fall a fucking apart. Or that could just be a me thing. But anyway, the thing that you have to do is decide that it's something that you want to do. And that your bucket list is not like your things to do list that keeps becoming a list that doesn't get done. No, you actually make the plan and you stick to it. Because we are literally, or I was, one decision away from changing my life. And this is a change that I asked the people around me, if you had a chance to be in a time and a space where you could design your life the way you wanted it to be, if you could really dig deep into the crevices of who you lost along the way of becoming the person that you are today, the things that you gave up, and it became hard for you to rekindle and to recant. Like when someone asks me, what do you like to do? In a minute, I'm about to tell you for real, because I have nothing but time to redesign my life the way I want it. And these are the wings from the wreckage. That book that I wrote, the journal, the all of that is all about the fact that no matter how far you go through life, you're going to find yourself going through turbulences. You're going to find yourself going through different phases where I remember writing in my diary before I left, probably about 6 months before I left. And the page in my journal said that sometimes I felt like I didn't know if my plane was crashing or if it was taking off. I really had no clue. Sometimes I would be looking at the aftermath of things that had taken place, whether my furniture was gone, whether things were damaged, whether whatever that was. Like I would find myself in that place, and it's just like, y'all, everyone that I know, I asked. And it was never like an open and closed door thing. Like it was never like, if you said no this time, you could never come. It's just that if you had the opportunity to do it, would you? Now, I think my kids, my young adults, I should say, I think they're a little too young minded to really grasp that concept, because for them, life is just taken off, essentially, I guess. Some people may get it. I think the distrust amongst the generation, the younger generation, one of the distrusts is the fact that we're proof. A lot of us are proof that the shit is broken, the system. They see it, and it's like, yeah, that some of them might give us the respect of saying that might have worked for you in your time, but now our time is different. But some of them ain't got time to say that. They really out here dealing with and feeding with things that we have no clue about. I couldn't even relate if I tried to lie to my friend 30 years ago, and they told me, like, yeah, I see your location and you're right here. Like, what? That's a game changer. The things that I see, even in my 10-year-old, just navigating his life, um, and all of that. I know I'm getting down the road, but it's to say that I don't blame them for wanting to have a shot at what they were sold much of their life to believe in to be true. Um, I did my best to keep them ahead of the game. So we were already doing the numbers and seeing how the fate and the possibility, the feasibility, that in the economy and the way it was going, that there would be a real opportunity, or even, is it an opportunity? Is that what it is? But like, it would be a passage for them to be able to, man, nah. They was looking at that stuff. I had them, calling to get an apartment. I made them do real life exercise and assignments. I made them get an apartment. They had to call, get lights turned on, water turned on. Theoretically, like, literally go through the process, talk to the people, find stuff, go look, like, put it on the, okay, so you work this job, you make this much an hour. Okay, how about this? TV, lights. Like, we did that whole thing, and I kept that in the centerpiece of our house. So you couldn't miss it as you were turning to round out every single day. They knew this wasn't no joke, but I don't blame them for wanting to take a shot at it, because I know who their mom is. But for those of you out there that have been around the world, in terms of, well, yeah, you're up there and you've experienced some things, you lost yourself along the way, or even you feel hopeless or inspired, whichever one is true. Um, I can tell you that if you put it on your bucket list and you make a solid plan to go through with the plan, that's it. Um, Stick to the plan, but know that the hardest question, the hardest thing that you will need to do is just make the decision that you know and believe that what you want is somewhere out there. It's my belief that the destination can change. I would hope that I'll have control in when I choose to change my permanent destination or my semi permanent destination, i.e., I don't want to be one of them people that find themselves not able to get into Thailand, or a country that I'm trying to consider my home, my mobile home base, whatever I want to call it. But the fact of the matter is, I'm also trying to learn to look at the world as an open place for me, to be able to find new places and spaces to grow and to mature and that sort of thing. So I'm done with this tonight, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tune out. I'm gonna leave you with a couple gems. If you see this on your news feed, or catch the replay, or even if you made it to the end, I would definitely love to know and hear from you. My name is Misha with Girl Let's Go, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera out. We'll go ahead and land this plane. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Baby, all of flight is what you see, but the ticket holds the gateway to my peace. I think I heard them calling boarding call at gate G. It'd be different if the industry didn't pay me, but baby, I'ma have a check when I get back. Imagine that as a